Here he comes right now, Jeremy Sakuta from Lake City, Pennsylvania.
All right, we got the 3 Elements Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu crew walking out with Sakuta. Obviously, strong Jiu-Jitsu background. Left shoulder of the shirt says Drysdale Jiu-Jitsu. Robert Drysdale is a multiple-time world champion. So obviously coming in with a great Jiu-Jitsu background.
Jeremy Sakuta with a record of 1-0 so far. Trainers preparing him to take the cage.
Okay.
Sakuta in his last fight had a war with another man on the card tonight. It's quite a battle.
Basilovac, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That is correct.
There he is, Jeremy Sakuta. Now let's go to our next fighter as he walks in to stage AE and gets set for this bout with Sakuta. This is Matt Basham. And Basham also likes to play this game as a striker. He's strong in jiu-jitsu. He'll try to stay on his feet as well as he gets ready to fight Jeremy Sakuta here in the Gladiators of the Cage.
Matt Basham is entering the cage tonight with a very heavy heart. Within the last 2 weeks alone, he lost both his father and his uncle. As a matter of fact, you can see he's having a moment here with his corner man. Matt had to get special permission to weigh in late because he just came from his uncle's funeral today.
Wow. That is tough. Now let's take a look at our fight matchup here. Sakuta 6'2", 185 pounds with a record of 1-0, a 74-inch reach. Basham comes in 6'1", also 185. He is 0-1 so far, and his reach 73 inches measured.
Basham's fighting out of Team AMS, which we just saw very successful debut from Justin Coling. Hopefully he can parlay Justin Coling's success into some more for the team.
Absolutely, teammates work hard together. They sweat and bleed and train.
Training camp's always a lot easier when there are multiple guys fighting in the same event. You guys can work together, always get your rounds in.
Now to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our second event of the evening. It is also in the amateur division, calling for 3 2-minute rounds. First, let me introduce from the blue corner. He's 2-0, or rather 1 win, no losses. 6'2" he weighed in at 184 pounds. He fights out of 3 Element BJJ from Lake City, Pennsylvania. Welcome, Jeremy Sakuta. And his opponent, he's 0 wins, 1 loss, 6'1" tall. He weighed in at 185 pounds. He fights for Team AMS. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this fighter is a U.S. Army National Guard soldier and has lost his father and his uncle in the last 2 weeks. Please welcome Matt Basham!
Basham truly showing the emotion of his losses in his family over the past week or so, and I'm wondering if he'll be able to use that to an advantage or if that's going to bother him as he gets set for this match tonight.
It's really hard to say which way it goes. You know, I can't imagine trying to do something like this with all those emotions running through you. Hopefully he can turn it into a positive tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. You remember a few years ago, Brett Favre, his father passed away. He came out and had one of the best games of his life. So
sure did.
We could see the best Matt Basham we've ever seen.
Both fighters coming out exchanging leg kicks and jabs. Basham in the black shorts, Jeremy Sakuta in the white Drysdale Jiu-Jitsu shorts.
Basham got rocked with a big right hand by Sakuta. Now he's going for a takedown. He caught a good one there.
Looked like Sakuta was defending well at first, but Basham was able to power through and get Sakuta down to the cage floor.
Sakuta's looking to create some space, walk over to the cage, and get up using the cage. He's actually doing it without, well, he's at the cage now. We'll see. Guys like to use the cage now to get up. They used to hate getting taken to the cage because that's where they got beat up. But Now they know how to use it to get up.
Yeah, he can use it as a tool to walk back up to his feet and get the fight back, stand, and get off the ground where he's at an obvious disadvantage.
And both of these guys prefer to be up, don't they?
Well, based on Sakuta's last fight, you know, that was a bloody war with Basham. So.
Yeah, it really was. Sakuta comes in with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu attire on, but he went to battle standing up with a boxer, a Golden Gloves boxer in Basham.
We're back to the mat again. Basham's looking to pass the guard.
25 seconds left here in round 1.
With Sakuta coming out of a Drysdale-affiliated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu academy, look for him to start doing work on the ground here.
Yeah, right now it looks like he's really using his jiu-jitsu to try and just minimize the damage and stand back up, which is, you know, one aspect of the ground training.
There's the horn. That ends the first round between Matt Basham and Jeremy Sakuta. Guys, your assessment so far? First, let's take a look at the takedown, and we'll get your opinion on this.
That was a big double leg right off the cage. That was his second takedown of the round. The first one followed a big shot that he took.
Here's another look at it from.
You can see Sakuta, he does the natural reaction there. You want to reach out and grab the cage. It's so hard to resist doing that.
What do you think of this first round?
Well, Basham was able to maintain top control for most of the fight. He took a pretty big shot off the bat, but recovered, got the takedown, and stayed on top and stayed strong.
I think Basham's going to want to close the distance this round. Sakuta's got, he uses his length, his reach really well. So I think Basham wants to close the distance and get it back down to the ground.
Getting set to start round 2.
Perhaps Basham was able to shake off some of that heaviness, you know, coming into the cage with, and can really get down to work this round. We'll see.
Another big takedown from Basham after a trade of leg kicks. He's in the half guard looking to pass already. Sakuta's doing a good job of pushing away back to the cage, but now he's kind of trapped underneath of Basham. Basham's looking to move to mount.
Exchanging body shots. Basham in a top position here.
Remember that fighters are not allowed to strike to the head once on the ground because of the amateur rules.
Strong shots to the body by Basham. Sakuta's got to work hard to get out of this spot. This is a tough spot. Now he's in full mount.
Basham's back in full mount, yeah.
Coming down to the 1-minute mark in round 2 in our Low Jacks Yamaha round clock.
The key, I'm sorry, Cody, the key, which you can attest to here is Sakuta transitioning his hips. You know, he was fully mounted against the cage in a stand-up here.
Referee Chip Snyder stood up the fighters from full mount. Not a whole lot going on. We'll certainly see more excitement on the feet, but Basham was in a pretty good position.
Huge right hand by Basham there. Big right hand. Someone's bleeding. There's some blood somewhere.
Looks like a cut on Basham's forehead.
Wow, that was a big right hand that caught Sakuta. Definitely rocked him.
Basham's already back in mount.
Can't strike to the head. Again, you can see it's so hard to resist that the urge to do that.
Really limits your options from mount. You know, this is a really dominant position, but with only body shots, Basham is pretty much reserved to holding him in the position.
There's the horn. That ends the second round here between Basham and Sakuta. Pretty good one going on.
Oh, absolutely. That was a pretty good round by Basham.
Let's take a look at some of the action from the second round here in Gladiators of the Cage.
Takedown right off the bat. Uses that to pass the guard and eventually secure the mount position.
Yeah, Basham, big right hand over the top, caught him right on the temple, left hook there to the jaw. Definitely waking Sakuta up for sure.
Jeremy, or I should say Matt Basham Member of the U.S. Army National Guard, lost his father and his uncle this week. Jeremy Sakuta was involved in the fight of the night during that last show against Michael Vasiljevic.
I'll tell you what, sometimes you could come in with a training camp of all training camps and you come up against somebody that had what's happened to Basham in the last couple weeks and you're facing a monster. This is going to be an exciting third round. I'm looking forward to this one.
Sakuta, I understand, is a machinist. Is that correct?
Yeah, you know, he works a full-time job as a machinist, and, you know, it's got to be hard to balance training and a full-time job, but he's doing a pretty good job.
Nice leg kick by Basham. Nice round kick. That set things up here for another takedown attempt by Basham. He got it.
This corner's calling for knees to the body from side control. Sakuta's looking to hip escape and regain his guard, but Basham's controlling the top position really well, stepping over to mount again. He's had a lot of success securing the mounted position. You know, it just doesn't have a whole lot of options from here without punches to the head.
Nice reversal there by Sakuta.
Yeah, Sakuta used a basic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu escape, and got back out of a bad position and into the guard. Basham's looking to isolate a hand and climb up for a triangle, but Sakuta backs out and they're back on the feet.
Last minute of the round here, these guys are going to go for broke, I believe. Ooh. Whoa, big shots by Sakuta, wow.
Basham loses his mouthpiece in the exchange, but drives right back in for the takedown.
Great fight going on right now. Matt Basham, Jeremy Sakuta giving it their all.
Referee Chip Snyder stopped the bout to get the mouthpiece back in. They'll probably restart in the same position. Got to keep the fighters safe. That is the referee's #1 job, is fighter safety.
Matt Basham got rocked. This is actually a big help for him right now. He got hit hard by Sakuta. Those were some big shots.
All right, they're repositioning the fighters right where they were.
Basham has a great instinct. When he gets rocked, he comes right for that takedown. Now he's got Sakuta on the ground, and he got to collect his thoughts a little bit there, getting his mouthpiece put back in.
Yeah, he's had great success with that takedown. I'm not sure that any of his attempts have been stifled by Sakuta.
How do you think the judges are going to look at that? You know, those big shots by Sakuta landed, or Basham on top, although we got a sub attempt here by Sakuta.
Well, Sakuta's got to work fast to finish this triangle. He's pulling on the foot. The 10-second bell goes off. We may see a last-minute finish here.
This is close.
It right here. This is it.
Oh, wow.
There's the horn.
Wow, what a fight. Excellent fight. A lot of heart.
Two solid athletes, Matt Basham, Jeremy Sakuta, putting on a great show for our crowd. And we had a lot of action in the third round. Let's check it out.
Basham's in mount right now, and Sakuta was able to execute his escape to get back to guard. Shortly after, Basham shoots the triangle.
Big right hand right down the pipe by Sakuta. I'll tell you what, it's bread and butter right there. Right cross, straight down the middle.
Be interesting to see what the judges rule here in this one. Great bout between Matt Basham and Jeremy Sakuta. Look at Basham there.
I think Sakuta for sure landed the bigger, stronger, more solid punches. Basham did a lot to control things on the ground. It's, you know, it's going to be up to the judges. You never know.
Yeah, you have to weigh the positional dominance versus the damage landed on the feet in this fight.
No matter how it comes out here, Basham's a warrior, not only for the United States, but wow, tonight in the cage, warrior's heart for sure.
Absolutely. Let's go to Dan Bogan again. As soon as Dan needs to get his microphone in the ring.
We have the decision. Our first judge scores at 29-28 The second judge scores it 30-27, and the third judge 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner, Matt Basham!
Matt Basham gets the victory here. Now, Jessica I in the ring with Matt Basham.
Matt, fantastic fight. Very, very strong. Right off the rip, you could tell that you're a very strong man, but I don't think this crowd truly knows how strong you really are today. Can you give them a little insight about how strong of a man that you are?
How strong of a man I am. I just came directly from a funeral and drove down here to do this fight, so that doesn't tell you how strong I am. And I'm just here repping Army National Guard, Knuckle Dragger, and Team AMS.
You did an amazing job. You could definitely see your strength in and out of the cage today. Fantastic job. We look forward to seeing you. Anything you want to thank?
I did what I want. Thank God. And this fight's for my dad and my uncle.
Fantastic job. We can't wait to see you soon again. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you, Jessica. With a heavy heart, Matt Basham wins it on the unanimous decision. We have a timeout coming up, and history is about to be made in Pittsburgh. Up next, a women's match between Chesney and Richmond right here on Gladiators of the Cage.